Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Maximizing Everyday Living. And like I promised us last week, today is going to be very interactive. And I'd like you to get ready to share your opinions, share your stories, and the likes. But before we get into what we have to talk about today, I'd like you to put where you are watching from in the comment section. You tell us where you're watching from. We'd like to know where you're watching from in the comment section. And like we all know that it's a character here to always acknowledge the author and the finisher of our faith. So I'd like you, wherever you are, to close your eyes and join me in thanksgiving to the one who gave us life, who gave us salvation, and who gave us another opportunity to be gathered online this afternoon. I pray for everyone who is going to be a part of the session and everyone who is going to stumble on this video at any point in time in their lives, that it will minister to them. It will help us to adjust our relationship with people and cause us to be better friends. Thank you, blessed Father. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. So, like I said earlier, I would like you to put in the comment section where you are watching from. I would like to know where you are watching from. So do well to invite your friends, your loved ones, your family members, and anyone that you think should be a part of today's meeting. It is going to be very interesting. And I know that if you have seen the thumbnail, you would have seen what we are talking about. We are talking about adulting and friendship. Adulting and friendship. Adulting and friendship. So, yeah, like I said, you can inform everyone that we are live. I think I can just see a very few persons here. So pass the message around and inform everybody that maximizing everyday living is life. So thank you very much, Mercy Adachi. And you said you are connecting from IU. Thank you for being a part of today's live session. I know you told me already on WhatsApp that you're not going to miss it. And thank you so much for being here. So do well to inform every other person and let them know that we are live. Like I said, I don't intend to spend a lot of time on our live videos. I would like to make it brief and I would like you to make it short. So do well to, invite everyone to be a part of this. So today we are going to be talking about why is it so hard to keep friends as an adult? I believe that many of us would have looked at, oh, okay, I think I'm having a bit of network issues at the moment. I don't know if you can hear me, please signify in the comment section that you can hear me. If you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me, please. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, you can hear me because I think I'm having a bit of network issues. So it has been showing reconnecting. But I'm glad you can hear me. So, like I was saying earlier, I said it is very easy for us to look at our parents and see they don't have friends. Or you can say, oh, my mother has only one friend, oh, and she doesn't really talk to that friend. But whenever the friend comes to the house, they will spend hours talking. Don't know what they're always talking about. So, friendship. When you're not looking at it to make friends. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. You don't need anything spectacular to make friends. You just need something that is maybe which is what inconsequential to happen. So maybe the person is your seatmate in school, the person is your friend, the person has brings a kind of lunch that you like. For example, when I was in my nursery, I think nursery three, I can remember quite a lot of what happened in my life when I was a lot younger. So I remember that I had a friend, her name is Adezi. I don't know where she is right now, but wherever she is, I don't know. I don't even think I will be able to recognize her. I don't think she will be able to recognize me. We have pictures together though. Well, she is my friend. Why did we become friends? Firstly, we were seatmates. Secondly, she comes to school with snacks. My parents believe that you come to school with food, cooked food, you know. So she comes to school with snacks. I come to school with good cooked food. And our children, is what your neighbor has that is always enticing. So I love the fact that she brought snacks. Her snacks used to entice me. She liked the fact that I bring food. My food used to entice her. So what we do is that when we get to school, we exchange lunch. So we exchanged lunch, and that was how we became friends. So you could see that when you are a lot younger, you don't need anything spectacular to make friends. I used to have a friend when I was in primary school too. Adedoyin, I think in my primary four, they were my seatmates. Adedoyin and Terungwa, they were my seatmates. You know, there's a way you used to arrange seats in my secondary school then because they used to teach us that we should learn to socialize. So it could be if there's a girl, it could be a boy in between two girls and a girl in between two boys. So I happen to be the girl in between two boys, Adedoyin and Terungwa. Adedoyin was more of a friend to me than Terungwa. And let me tell you the petty reason why Terungwa was not close to me. When he sits, he usually opens his leg. And when I try to talk to him, he'll be like, "Does that guy sit? We sit and open our leg and the rest." This was in primary four. So Adedoyin was my friend in primary four. Then when I got into secondary school, Gladys. Yes, Gladys became my friend in secondary school. I will not forget. And why was she my friend in secondary school? Because she came from Edo State. I think that's the best I can remember. And she stayed in the same compound that my or a church member, one of our my parents' church member used to stay. So we just became friends. You know. Then she left. Then when she left, okay, yes, I think in primary four, five. I think primary five. Fatima became my friend in primary five. Yes. Oh God, I've had so many friends in life. So in after that, then Joy became my friend. Then I think after Joy became my friend, she was a friend I actually had till I finished secondary school. Yeah, and we still communicate now. Not very well, but we communicate. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm going to be talking about now. Adulting and friendship. So when you are a lot younger, it's easy for you to have friends. So I would like to ask you this question. How many friends do you have from your primary school that is still your friend? How many friends do you have from your secondary school that is still your friend? And how many friends do you have from the university that is still your friend? You can drop it on the comment section. I'm definitely going to see it. If you put it out here, I'll definitely see it. So, for example, I can tell you that in my primary school, I don't think I see them online, but we don't really communicate. Some of them are no longer in the country, and like so I won't call them my friends because I'll call them acquaintance at this moment, or maybe someone I used to know. Then my secondary school, Joy, yeah, I think because I say we still communicate. My university, I don't really think I have. Okay, yes. Let's say my friend and Pastor Ginosco. So I think that's the only friend I have from the university that I still have now. So I've become that person that my parents used to be. That I used to say, "Oh, they don't have friends. I don't know why people don't come and look for them at home." So right now, I am also wearing that same shoe. Well, it's well. Okay. Miracle says here that three of them actually, and two of which I feel proximity played a big part of. That's true. You're doing a good job. For you to still have three of them, you're doing a good job. See, I said it. If not the fact that me and Pastor Gilesko are in the same ministry, or I don't think I would have had any. Oh, I really don't know. Well, let me not conclude. Probably I would have still had friends from the university, maybe because my own path or line of action or life, took a different turn on the rest. So, one of the things that you should know is that we are not coming here today to come and blame people or say, "Oh, why did the friendship die? Why did the friendship not survive?" That's not what we are doing here today. Today, we are just coming to talk about why it is difficult to keep friendship as an adult. And one of the things that you have to know is that everybody is busy. I was thinking today and I was telling myself, I said, I used to remember how, when we try to bring up certain irrelevant or inconsequential things to my mom, she would always be like, "I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy." And you could just see her sitting down and she thinks she's busy. And you're like, "Why are you busy? You are just sitting down. What are you doing? You're not doing anything." But as I grew older, I realized that being busy is not just about doing an activity. Sometimes you can be mentally busy. Sometimes you are sitting down and you are not doing anything, but you are calculating the next action to take, the next line of action to take. You are calculating how you are going to get your next rent. You are calculating how you are going to advance in your career, how you're going to, put your family in order. So when we grow older, people actually get busy, and that's why um, friendship becomes more difficult. So some people are getting married, some are finishing NYC, some are trying to navigate life. Some people are trying to what do they call it? Some people are trying to get new degrees. Everybody is just busy doing one thing or the other. So as you grow older, actually, there is no time anymore. People are no longer, people no longer have that time that they used to have in business or something. You were just, trying to, permitting to use the word or this way, trying to figure out life in general. So you could see that sometimes you would even plan to call someone but you remember maybe a week, 2 weeks, or 5 days later. And if it has happened to you, I think it should have happened to, yes, some of us. Okay, yes. So Miracle here says, some years back, I used to think some people didn't just want to talk to me, but with time, I realized that everyone has their own life and they are just trying. Yes. And the funny thing, as you grow older, you get to realize it too. Yes, because sometimes we think that other people should have the same amount of time that we have in our hands, that they should also have the same amount of time with us. It's not really like that. Yes, it's not really like that. So you realize that as people grow older, life life begin to demand for more attention. Life begin to demand, more attention from us. So it's not because they don't love you anymore. That's the reason why they stop talking. Well, life just happened. Yeah, life just happened. So basically, that is it. So firstly, you should know that everybody gets busy. That's why adulting, friendship as an adult is very difficult. I tell people most time when I see people who are older that still have time for parties, clubbing, and the likes, I kind of like, oh, you have so much energy because when I come from work, the only thing I want to do is to go and sleep. I don't even want to think about doing any other thing. As a matter of fact, I even like I eat my dinner at work so that when I go home, I know that I'm just going to refresh and I'm going to sleep. So when I see people who have time to party, they go out, they go. My man, I'm like, are you serious? Okay, oh, you know. But that is how it happens. So basically, friendship, people get busy. And the second thing you have to know is that people change, and that is why friendship becomes difficult. In as you grow older, people change. So that person you used to know when you were 12 years old, when you were 9, when you were 17, they are no longer that person that you are seeing now. And this particular point actually made me remember a story that I think it trended online sometime towards the end of last year or early this year. I can't really remember. So this boy grew up in a very rough neighborhood, in a very, what would I put it? Is he poverty? I don't want in a very low class neighborhood. So luck shined on his family. His sister started selling phone accessories. From there, she made a lot of money, and she relocated to the island part of Lagos State. And life right to, so we can bring him here, we can be working for you and the likes and all that. The sister refused, but the brother insisted, and the boy, oh, he has been coming to our house, he's like a brother to us, he knows us, blah, 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 blah. And the sister finally employed the boy. And that was the greatest mistake the family made because the boy ended up murdering the sister. And that is because he has been stealing from her. When she caught him, he did not know how to go about it. Then he murdered her. So people change. Excuse me, is one thing you should know. And I'm saying this, I gave this story from the negative aspect, but there's also an adult, it is always value inclined. So if the person does not have the same values with you anymore, the friendship cannot be sustained. Even scripture says in Amos 3:3, it says, shall two walk together except they be agreed. So basically, values will change, dreams can change. For example, I really wanted to be a doctor when I was growing up. I wanted to be a scientist, I wanted to be a researcher. From there, I wanted to be a banker. From them, I wanted to be a doctor. But I am not doing any of this now, even though yes, God is helping me, by his mercies, he's helping me to fly. But I'm not doing any of that right now. So values change. So maybe you might one of the values change, dreams change. So maybe my friends, I remember my friend Joy, for example, she wanted to be a lawyer, but right now she's into real estate. So, dreams change, values change, priorities will change. Whatever you're prioritizing might not be what I'm prioritizing. The friends I had in university, they wanted to prioritize their academics more, than what I was prioritizing at that time. So priorities will change, and these are things that will cause friendship to drift apart. So that's why you realize that when people even go for their old school reunion, you meet somebody that you people used to vibe very well together, and right now you can no longer vibe with the person. So people change along the way of life, the path of life. People change, and sometimes your faith grows too. One of the things I also know is that if you grow in the things of the spirit, and your friend is not growing in that same pace with you, you are definitely going to have a bit of friction, and it can even cause the friendship to drift apart. So if, for example, I grow to becoming a very serious Christian, and my friend still thinks that living a worldly lifestyle is what he or she wants to do, at the end of the day, we are not relating. We cannot move on the same pace. Even the scripture told us that we should be unequally yoked with unbelievers. So, everything is changing. Basically, the bottom line of all this is that values is changing. Hallelujah. So basically, when these things begin to happen, the friendship begins to struggle. The friendship begins to struggle. So it now seems like, oh, you'll now be thinking maybe someone is trying to snub you. But when I call you or when we want to have a conversation, you don't have anything meaningful to say. If I'm quoting scriptures, you don't understand. If I'm inviting you to church, you don't understand. If you are talking about how you're going about your real estate business, I may not have an idea. If you're talking to me about the patients that you suffer in the encounter you have in your office space and the rest, the perspective from which I'm going to be giving you an advice might be different because I'm coming from a godly perspective, but you might be looking at it from the place of survival. So basically, all this happen. And thirdly, expectations become unrealistic. And yes, it always will come from one side of the friendship. So you will be expecting that your friendship will still behave like your teenage friendship. It doesn't happen like that. The friendship will not behave like your teenage friendship, not at all. It's going to behave like the friendship of adults. And at all these you did not call me, or you should call me first, or whatever. I see, sometimes I see people say things like that. They say, oh, I texted you and he did not reply, and they want to create a case out of it. Why not cut people some slack? I happened to stumble on something recently, and this particular person, it was a group. We were in a group, and this particular person put a message in the group, and nobody responded. And the person took it very personal. But they saying, "Oh, I put a message, you did not respond. If it were you people, I would have responded." Blah 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 blah, and all that. The person was just trying to make a fuss out of the whole thing. I really hope you can. Can you hear me, please? Please put indicate if you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. All right, thank you. So basically, the person was lamenting and saying that, oh, I put something up there, you did not respond to it, blah blah blah, and all that. And when one of the persons in the group gave the breakdown of his day, I was like, I don't think I really, So sometimes you might be thinking that people want to ignore you. They don't want to ignore you. They don't want to ignore you. Honestly, I tell people sometimes that if I have to attend to every single person that I know, that I really want to be close to, that I really want to express my love to via communication, I will be walking in the streets. Yes, I'll be working in the street because even people who are customer care representative in MTN or whatever places, they also get tired too. Sometimes when they tell you to stand on the queue, it's not because there's queue, it's because they want to rest. So basically, don't expect that your friendship as an adult is going to be like that of your teenage or your early teenage years or your childhood. It's definitely not going to be like that. So sometimes cut people some slack. Sometimes their silence doesn't mean that they are rejecting you. It just means that they are being occupied, that they are busy at that particular time. So cut people some slack, right? Yes, cut them some slack. You send the text message, they don't respond. Don't get angry and say, "Oh, I texted, they did not respond to me. I will not text again." Why not reach out to them to find out? One of the things I started imbibing recently, I told myself, I said, if there's someone that I am supposed to always be in constant communication with, and it seems like I'm being busy, one of the things I'm going to do is rather than send a message, if I send a message and they don't respond, I would find an avenue to call them. Then I will use that avenue to just, oh, how are you, blah, 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 and the rest. Because personally, I'm not a person who likes calls. I don't do call. I prefer to chat. If as a matter of fact, if my responding to your message is a lot easier when you send me a message than when you try to call me. Yes, and my phone is basically on silent most of the time. Yes. So, well, I told myself, I said I was going to be going the extra mile to put a call through to them and just to know how they are doing so I don't forget. Because sometimes you remember the person. Someone sent me a message yesterday or this morning, and I remembered that yesterday I thought of sending the person a message. I told myself I was going to send this person a message when the spirit of God reminded me of the person, and the person sent me a message, and I was like, oh, okay, she beat me to it. But maturity is the fact that you understand that people are busy, and life or the person's life is not revolving around yours. Now, how are the practical tips to maintaining adult friendship? One of the first things that you should do. I've said a lot of things, and it seems like I've been telling you give excuses for people for if they don't reach out to you or you don't reach out to them, give excuses for them. But one of the things I would like you to know as a practical tip to maintaining adult friendship is that you and I have to be intentional. So if someone is your friend, I know people say things like, "Oh, I have a friend that we don't speak for 1 year, but whenever we pick the phone to talk to each other, we talk like that." Friendship is not supposed to be that way. Yes, as a matter of fact, friendship is not. If you say we don't talk for a couple of days, it's understandable. But if you say someone is your friend and you don't talk to them for a year, for 6 months, for 3 months, and you now think that that friendship is the way it used to be, it is not. I can guarantee you that if you look at your own life, there's something or someone else that you have built friendship with. And the person should check their own life. There's something or someone else that they have built friendship with. So we have to be intentional. It has to come from both sides. Friendship is not 50-50. Understand that it is not 50-50. Say, I called last week, you should call me this week. If you're the person with time on your hands, call, send a message, reach out to them. And if they consider you as friends or they see you as friends, they will always respond. They will always respond. So you should understand that friendship will not just survive on your memories, the memories that you have built together. It will survive on effort. You will put in effort, I will put in effort. You tell yourself this friendship will must sustain it. I used to tell my best friend most times when I send that video, I don't know how many of us have seen those videos online that you would what do they call it? They'll say, if you are my friend, if you are tired and you want to leave, here is the door. The door is already blocked. They will tell you this is the car you should use. The car does not have tires. I don't know how many of us have seen that video trending online. So most times I send it when I remember my friend, I tell my friends, say, see, let me tell you, you're not going anywhere. Oh. Let me inform you. If I don't pick your call today, I don't pick them tomorrow. Let me say, you know they go anywhere. This friendship we will go to heaven and continue it. You right? You get it right. So basically, uh, you should understand that your friendship will survive on effort. So ask yourself, when was the last time I texted first? When was the last time I texted back? When was the last time I intentionally waited for the person to respond and we had a conversation? Because sometimes while you are waiting for the person, there's a saying that they say that if everybody is waiting for somebody to do the work, nobody will do the work. So if both of you is waiting for one of you to reach out, then nobody will reach out. So basically, take charge. Tell yourself that no, this is we are going to because see, let me tell you, there are certain friendships that you should not lose. I know that they are friendship for a season, they are friendship for a reason, but they are friendship for a lifetime. And if as an individual you cannot have a friend that is a friendship for a lifetime, is a proof that something is either wrong with you or wrong with the person. There's somebody that you should have known and say, I have known this person for 20 years of my life. I have known this person for 17 years of my life. I have known this person for 10 years, for 6 years of my life. And now, this is not to say that you cannot meet friends along the way as an adult that will even be more friends than those who you have known before. I'm not disputing that. But the thing is that most times it is very difficult. It is not always interesting when you have to be the person when you want to enter a circle of friends. Now, let me give an example. Let's say, okay, let me use the names I'm saying here. Let's say Kingsley is friends with Tabitha, right? Then Kingsley is friends with Tabitha and Mercy. That's a circle. That's three friends. Then Miracle was somebody that Mercy met along the way. Maybe they are colleagues at work or something and they started vibing. It will not be easy for Miracle to get into the circle of Kingsley, Tabitha, and Mercy because those ones have known themselves for a very long time. And most times, unintentionally, they might even be giving you cold shoulder, telling you are not welcome into this circle. We know what we have been through. We have been through thick and thin. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yes. So you should know that you should have friends that have been there with you for a very long time. So you should also know that you don't keep scores, like I said earlier. Don't say I'm always the only one calling, I'm always the only one checking on them. Let me tell you something. If you're always the only one calling and you see their excitement in your reaching out and the rest, then I don't think it is okay for you to end the friendship. But if you call, if you're the only one calling and they give you this um, um whatever, like you are disturbing me or I don't want to talk to you and the rest, then you can say, okay, maybe this friendship, you know, has gone sour. Yes, you can say that. But aside from that, if the person is always excited to talk to you, then I don't think it is time for you to dissolve the friendship. So don't keep scores. Like I said earlier, friendship is not always 50-50. Sometimes you can be giving 70 and they'll be giving 30. Other times it will be the person giving 90 and you are giving 5 or 10, as the case may be. And the other thing I would like to say, because it is one thing I've observed with this generation, they don't like to communicate. They think putting up status updates and sharing memes is what they use in communicating. See, let me tell you the truth. Personally, if you send status updates, you put anything, you put memes, I don't read I don't know it. I even barely look at status updates. So I don't even know if you are talking to me. So you can put it there all as you want to put and say, if you are my friend, you will clean my shoe. Friendship is supposed to last for a lifetime, but you have left me unread for 2 weeks. I will not see it. Yes, I will not see it. And if I even read it, I will even laugh. I can even laugh with it and even comment and say, now wow, because I don't even know it's me you're talking to. So the third thing here is that you will learn to communicate. Open your mouth and talk. Ah, my friend, they call me again, no. Or my friend, I'm so sorry, I've been busy this week. Talk. Yes, open your mouth, say it. Some of us what we are not mind readers. She's not a mind reader, you're not a mind reader. And the funny, this is one of the things that people also bring into relationship. If you to talk, you'll be sharing video. Hmm. Oh, Chineke God. You'll be putting quotes. If they don't care about you, don't care about them. Aura for aura, egusi for egusi, ogbono for ogbono. Sorry for you. If I'm your friend, I don't know what you are talking about. I don't know what it is for or what is aura for aura. You see, and that's why friendship don't last these days. People don't. That's why you. If you say somebody is your friend, you should not be afraid to tell them. There's a saying that they used to say that if someone is your friend, should not be afraid to tell that your mouth is smelling. So if you are able to tell your friend that say, yeah, your mouth is not smelling nice today, then why don't you tell them, Cynthia, I've been the person calling you since so. Now wow, waiting happen. Now so you come busy. You for let me know now. Or if you're the Cynthia, you now say, I'm sorry, Adao. I've been missing your call. I promise you, I will call you on Saturday. And keep to it. Set a reminder. Learn to come. Open your mouth and talk. Let me tell you now. Because the reason why is dying is because friendships are dying up and down is because people don't communicate. She has known me for 10 years. She should know what I'm going through. I don't know what you are going through. I don't know. You should say it. My leg is paining me. Oh, my car broke down. And I really say sometimes, and I ask myself, I say, what do people even really call friendship these days? Because if you are my friend and something happens, I am in your DM. You will see me there. If I forget today, if I remember tomorrow, in fact, as a matter of fact, I can be calling you while the thing is happening and giving you updates. What do they call life updates? Yes, life scores, life updates. So why do you think that if you don't talk, I will not know what is wrong with you? For example, if we are in different countries or different states and we don't see each other, maybe we've not seen each other in years, I would not know that you are working. I will not know that you fell ill. If you don't tell me, how will I know? So open your mouth and talk. Communicate. Say if you are overwhelmed. Say if you are struggling. Say if you don't like me again. Say don't call me. My husband does not like your face. My wife does not want two of us to be talking. Open your mouth and talk. Yes. In fact, one of the things about being an adult, when you see people who don't talk, they are children. That's why when you call a child and you say, who broke this table? They will be looking at you. Who broke this cup? They'll be looking at you. What is the problem? A child might be talking everywhere, but the moment you just say, oh, what is the problem? They will just turn their face and they'll be looking at you like you are a mannequin. Open your mouth and talk. If you don't communicate, people will not know. I think there was a what do they call it, a celebrity that died recently, and people were like, oh, why did he not tell us that he was sick? Why did he not say that he was sick? Blah 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 and all that. He might have his personal reasons for it, but one of the things I told myself is, if you and I are friends and peradventure you don't reach out and I always reach out, I might be thinking that you are going through something, and I may not want to bother you with what I'm going through. So if you are saying, oh, he's my, like, in fact, someone sent a message and say he's my friend, but I have not spoken for 6 months. I'm like, he's your friend, but you have not spoken, excuse me, for 6 months. That person is not your friend. It's not your friend. One of the things that makes friendship, that solidifies friendship, is communication. And the funny thing, some people don't communicate with their friends, but they are very good, very fast to communicate with ChatGPT. They are very fast to go on social media to look for what suits their narrative. And let me use the word my pastor, Pastor Preston, used 2 Sundays ago. Don't let social media kill you. If social media does not kill one of you, don't let it. Because life, the beauty of life is in its diversity. There are diverse kinds of person. So that person that might be going on social media to be talking about certain things that you might be resonating with might not be in the same category with the person that you are being friends with. So let me give, for example, someone comes around and say, um, um, I know I used to say it too. Let's say, for example, let me bring it from this aspect. Okay, let me not bring from part of the relation. Let me go from part of friendship. Someone now comes and say, "Oh, my friend was doing her wedding, and she told me to help her in the kitchen." And I say one thing. I say, the friendship not ended, blah 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 blah, and all that. But the question you've asked yourself, you did not sit down to ask yourself, but because you did not communicate it, did you meet that friend after the wedding and say, "This and so so and so and so thing. This is what you did to me. Why did you do it? This is not your person. Why did you do it?" And let them give you their answer. Instead of you to just wake up one morning and say, "Okay, they did it. I'm no longer going to communicate with this person," and you cut them off. I know that there are times where you should be able to cut off certain friendship. But if your scissors is always sharp to cut off everybody, a time will come you will be lonely. Loneliness will finish you. Yes, because in life we need people. No man is created to be an island. A billionaire said for you to be able to become a billionaire, you need to leverage. He said, have friends. You need to leverage on people. So if you're always fast to cut, your scissors is very sharp. Before you know what's happening, you finish cutting. Very soon you will be alone, lonely. You might even die alone. Yes, because this same character is what you might not take into maybe your marriages, your other relationship, and the rest. And maybe your husband offends you in your mind. You've already cut him off, or your wife, you already cut him off. Then you are now living like a flatmate or and the rest. So basically, understand that no man is an island. Communicate how you feel. Communicate with your friends. And one thing you have to do is celebrate small moments. Don't wait until it's someone's birthday to send them a message. Say, "Oh, thank you so much for your birthday. You have blessed my life." Send random message. I just thought about you today. Today I just remembered how we're trying to, when we're still struggling to get this. Oh, I just remember, just send random messages to people. It doesn't have to be, hello, good morning, how are you? My friend, my friend. It doesn't have to end there. Celebrate your small moments. Send the message. Today while I was driving, I just saw this guy. Remember when we used to push your car that time? Oh, celebrate small moment. Oh, I remember when we were in 200 level. We want to just celebrate the small moment. Don't wait for something big. Tell them I prayed for you this morning. I thought about you this morning. I hope everything is going on well with you. Last year I remember when just look for random things. Those things, have a way of strengthening your friendship with people. And the next thing I would say here is learn to forgive quickly. Some of you, your heart is now like gravel because you have kept the things that they've been doing. As I said, I don't know how people's friendship work because if you are my friend and you do what I don't like, me, I will tell you there and there. I don't like this, like you don't do it next time. I don't like it. This is your approach. This is your but sometimes you say, "Oh, I don't want to offend my friend." It's your time for you offend, that's why the person is your friend. Offend them so that they can easily forgive you and you can now know they can now know their boundaries and both of you can move on. So learn to forgive quickly. Let me tell you something. If you don't know how to forgive, you will not have friends. If you don't know how to forgive, you will not be able to maintain friendship. So learn to forgive people. Someone did not reply you early, tell yourself maybe she's busy, maybe he's busy. Learn to forgive quickly. Don't always expect perfection from it. They might be your friend, but they are not perfect. You might be their friend, but you are not perfect. So learn to forgive people. Now, I also take us to the part of what the Bible says about friendship. I have a couple of scriptures I've written outside down here, and Ecclesiastes here 4:9-10 says, "Two are better than one." Remember, I said earlier that no man is an island, no man can succeed alone. Said if one of them falls down, one can help the other up. See, in every area of your life, you need somebody that when you are on the ground, they will not kick you. They will not stomp on you, but they will be able to pick you up. So even the Bible recognizes that two is better than one. Look at Jesus Christ, for example, the King of Kings, the creator of the whole world. He came to earth. He had friends. I think John 17 told us, he said, "I no longer call you servants, I now call you friends." Maybe another day we'll talk about how to make friends and make friends. But right now we're talking about adulting and friendship. So he said, I now call you friends. He had friends. So you cannot come and say, "I can do life, I will succeed on my own." If you don't root for me, I am the root that never shake it. Whatever thing you want to use to make yourself feel good. But no one can survive alone. God never designed us to do life alone. So friendship is not just a social thing, it is also a spiritual thing. Then Proverbs 17:17 here says, is a friend that loves at all times. Not a friend that loves when life is convenient. Not a friend that loves because you now have money to spend, but a friend that loves at all times. See, I would like you to also use this scripture to do an evaluation of your friendship. Do you have a friend that loves you at all times? All times. When you are crying and there's catarrh coming out from your nose, your friend is still there bringing tissue and say, let me clean it. I watched a clip recently about this woman, two friends. She called her friend and said, and think about this very well before you answer. And the friend was in a bad place in another country entirely. And she just told her, like, I need you now. And the friend had to fly down to come and see her. And one of the thing that happened was the one of the friend was sitting in not I think a lake or a pond or something. I can't really remember right now. And the friend was telling her, I just want you to know that these pants are Chanel. That means they are actually expensive. But she was willing to get into that water with the friend. And when I thought about it, I told God, I said, God, thank you for giving me friends that can be this to me and I can be this to them. So it doesn't matter. I might not be able to travel countries now because maybe I might not be financially buoyant to travel to several countries. But if you are my friend, my DM is forever open for you. If you are crying, I am crying with you. If you are celebrating, I am celebrating with you. So ask yourself, do you really have a friend that loves at all times? When you're at your worst state, they say, I know that you're at your worst state, but you are my friend. We are in this together. We will get out of it together. When you are in your best state, they are there to say, I know that you are at your best state. I am with you together, and we are even going to get better than this best that we have now. So use it to judge yourself to say, do I have a friend that loves me at all times? Then if there's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, Proverbs 18:24. See, let me say something. I know that many people, family is good, family is okay. But if your best friend is within your family, I can guarantee that you may never really go far in life. I did not say you will not. I say you may never really go far in life because see, that friend that sticketh closer than a brother, just like John the beloved, that even when you are being crucified, they will be there. You can carry your mother and hand it over to them. You know, that friend that sticketh closer than a brother. That if they even know things better than your brothers, better than your family members. Those are the ones that they are not envious of you. They are not competing with you. They are not seeing you as a threat. You know, both of you know that we are together and we are both leverages. And I was telling somebody something once, and the person lost the dad, and years after, the father's friend reached out to them to say, "Oh, there's this land your father has, so and so place. It is worth so and so amount of money, and blah 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 blah." And I told the person to me, I said, "See, let me tell you the truth. Your mother did not even know that your father has that property. So he would have your father's son would have run away with it. So for him to have been able to come and say, this is this property your husband had when he was alive, and he is the only person who knew about it, but he was able to make you." I said, that's a very good man. So basically, do you have a friend that sticks closer than a brother? Use it to judge yourself. Then John 15:13 told us to say, greater love has no man than this, to lay down one's life for his friend. Do you have a friend that can go the extra mile for you, that is sacrificial? Very, very sacrificial. Do you have that kind of friend? So you know, that friendship does not just requires you, it's not just collecting, it also requires you to offer. So check your friendship today. Are you the problem in that friendship? Because you can be the problem in the friendship. Do a candid self-evaluation. Are you the problem in that friendship? Ask yourself. It's very important. So now, like I said I want to waste so much time, but it's already 40 minutes, and I said it's going to be an interactive section. So here we are now. I would like to ask you a question, and I would like you to put your answer in the comment section. So basically, have you ever lost a friendship without knowing why? I don't think so. I think every friendship I have lost, I know the reason why. Yes. So it's a question to you. Have you ever lost a friendship and you don't know the reason why? The friendship just dissolved. It's not a matter of knowing the reason why I say, okay, we grew apart is different, but the friendship just. So have you ever lost a friendship like that? Then, secondly, have you ever reconnected with an old friend? And when you are now having a conversation, you now realize that both of you were wrong. Yes, they thought this, you thought this, Then both of you took your decisions and went separate ways. But you put had an avenue to reconnect, and while you were not having a conversation, you now realize that I was wrong. Oh, you were wrong. Oh. Have you ever reconnected with an old friend? Have I ever reconnected with an old friend? Yeah. At one time, some tried to reconnect with me, but I didn't want to reconnect at all. And I had my reasons why I don't want to, why I didn't want to reconnect with them. Yeah. It's if you are close to me, maybe you might happen to, but there was a reason why I didn't want to reconnect with them. Okay, so Fergo here says that she has lost a friendship without knowing why, without knowing why. Then Mercy here says, no, ma, I have not lost a friend without knowing why. Now, when you know the why, are you the reason why? Was it your problem why you lost a friendship? Were you the person who was in the wrong? You also need to ask yourself that question. Then the next one here is, what's one quality you believe that every good friend should have? What's one quality that you think that every good friend should have? Okay, Fergal here says the person just cut you off. So did you try to extend a hand to say, why are you cutting me off? Did I do anything wrong? I just want to know because I want to leave this friendship on a clean state. Did you try to reach out? Or you just like, okay, you're not the only friend in the river. I will have more friends. I will make better friends. There's this statement that people used to make. I'm sorry to divert. Just saying it that made me just remember. Say, you will never find anyone as good as me. Don't say that. Oh. The person can find someone worse. The person can still find someone better. But it is not the person. It is not for you to say the person will never find anyone as good as you. Now leave Jesus. Now I'm not saying if we lose him, we're not going to find anyone as good as Jesus. Well, human beings. Okay, so Tabitha said, have you ever lost a friendship without knowing what? She said, yes. Have you reconnected with an old friend? She said, no. So, did you try to reach out to the person to find out why the friendship, you know, dissolved? Okay, Fergo here says, Ma, my pride was too much. So, I know the funny thing. See, I don't know, but I believe at that time that you might even be thinking, it's well. See, friendship is difficult. And the truth is, if you really cannot keep friends, you might, like I said, you might even find it very difficult to um, reduce friction with your spouse because your spouse should be your friend, not a must. Like I said, best. I'm not saying best friend. I'm saying friend, not a must, but at least there should be a level of friendship. So at least people can have communication. You can gist, you know. Excuse me. You can say things to each other. So okay. Mercy said, Ma, sometimes I will go ask them why and they will say nothing when there is something. What should you do now? If they say nothing, you cannot press them to say something now. It is not their fault. They don't know the rules of friendship. Open your mouth and talk, communicate. So if they don't want to communicate, you let them be. It's as simple as that. Oh, nothing. Okay. I just wanted to know. You go your way. They don't force. Friendship is not forced. Friendship is a choice. It's not a must. You don't force friendship. So if they say they don't, there's nothing, then go with it is nothing and let it be. Okay, so Fergus said it pained you a lot, but you had to move on. I can perfectly understand. I perfectly understand. I perfectly understand that. But did you find a better friend now? Did you happen to make a better friend now? I believe you should have. Yeah, you should have. Then, like I said, what was one quality you believe every good friend should have? What's one quality you believe every good friend should have? For me, I think my quality that every good friend should have, I think firstly is that they should be loyal. Yes. And when I mean loyal, I'm not just saying loyal to me, I say loyal to the truth. Yes, to the truth, in the sense that because you can be loyal to somebody and they can be in the wrong. And because loyalty is blind. Yes. So if you am loyal to somebody and they're in the wrong, if they're loyal to me and I'm in the wrong, they might not be able to tell me, oh, girl, this thing that you did is nothing. But if they're loyal to the truth, it means that whenever I am not in the truth, they will be able to draw my attention to it. So I would say that loyalty, yes, loyalty is one of the qualities I believe that every good friend should have. Loyalty. That's my take. Then, okay, Tabitha said, I did not because I'm still friend with her sister. Wow, really? You're still friend with her sister up to date. Wow, wow, wow. That means she did not want to be your friend. And maybe, is it, are you sure it's not because you are friends with the sister? Maybe, there are people who are friends with you and they want to, maybe, the word they used to call kolobi. They want to kolobi you, they want to convert you, they want to keep you in their circle. Don't have another friend. It's you and I forever. Don't talk to any other person. As you talking to somebody else, we are done. Probably, maybe, probably. So if you are still friends with this, that means she actually did not want to be friends with you anymore. And it's okay. Yes, it's okay. In my heart, well, it's okay. Some friends, like I said, is for a season, some is for a reason, but some is for a lifetime. So basically, so like I said, one quality is loyalty to the truth. Yes, and Miracle here says loyalty is really important. That's why I respect all Ronaldo fans. Hey, I'm a Ronaldo fan, but I'm not, I just like him. Not because of anything, but I just like him. It's not like I don't like Messi too. I like Messi, but I think I resonate towards the Ronaldo angle. I don't watch football, by the way. Yes. So and none of them is going to be winning the Ballon d'Or this year, Nabi. And so they all retired. It's okay. Ronaldo did not win World Cup. It's all right, but he's an example of discipline, dedication, competence. Yes, he might have maybe one or two character flaws, but if you can see the reason why he's Ronaldo. Yeah. So okay. The quality Fego is saying here said emotional maturity. Very, very important. Yes, it's also very important. Emotional maturity is very important. Emotional maturity is very important. If your friend is emotionally unstable, you're in soup. They are the ones that will wake up in the morning and give you diverse kind of mood swing, block you, unblock you. Emotional maturity is very important. The person needs to have high emotional quotient. They should know when they should talk. There's certain friends that you have that there's some people that used to do this suffer head competition. Now let me do say like this. Say for example, you come and say, school was so stressful today. I'm really very tired. Kai God, I'm so famished. And I'm like, I don't think your school was much stressful like mine. If you see what we did today, what stop you from just saying, "Oh, really? Oh, so sorry. Mine was stressful too, but don't worry, we'll rest now. We'll eat." Why don't just say, why must you compete with the say, "Oh, you did not suffer more than me. Oh, rain beats me. The bus now even broke down when I was coming from work. My shoe now spoil. Oh, your own is not as bad as mine." I know they follow you, they compete. Oh, like guy, it's not a competition. I don't want to do survive competition. So emotional maturity is very important. So when you go and tell them that you are suffering from heartbreak, and I say, I've been warning you about that boy since you refuse to hear. God don't catch you. No, we know you have been warning them about the boy since they refuse to hear. But when they are heartbroken and they are here, what they need is a shoulder to cry on. When they have recovered, you cannot use it to tease them. But emotional maturity is very important. Then Tabitha said to me, I think a good friend should be open to each other. I don't like friends that are too secretive. Yes, very true. But I also like to add this to it that someone is your friend doesn't mean that they have capacity to hear everything that happens to you. Yes, that someone is your friend doesn't mean that they have capacity to hear everything that happens. So I'd rather if your friend is competent and your friend has capacity to be able to, absorb every information or handle every information you're going to be sharing with them, it's no problem. But if the person is your friend, you will know their threshold and you will know what they will be able to do because there are certain friends that you have that you might think that they have capacity to bear certain things. You tell them, they now carry your matter to go and tell maybe their mother or their brother or their sister or somebody. So basically, I agree that you should be open to your friends, but I also agree that if your friend does not have capacity for certain information, then you don't have to be open to them with that information. So yes. Yeah, I mean, I also don't like secretive friends. That's the truth. Someone that is always going from the back to the corner and the rest, blah, 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 blah. No, that I also don't. I don't also don't. Okay, here I said a friend should be truthful. Once lie enters. Yeah, so I agree with you on this one. And me, I am somebody that eh, I don't know. See, it's better for you to, I don't even know how to put it, not to say anything than for you to lie. So if your friend is, I just say, oh, really, oh, you can laugh, like, laugh it out, but lie, I don't think lies should be in friendship. Yes, I don't think lies should be in friendship. Yeah. And I think that's what Tabitha was also talking about, being open. Yes, but I being open, I think has is broader than not just lying. Yes. So okay, Miracle said one of my top qualities is trust, and is one of my benchmarks in choosing friends. It's very important. Trust is also very important because why would you be friends with somebody that you don't trust before they carry you now to go and sell? Yeah, so trust is very important. But the funny thing about trust is that it can be, I don't want to use the word relative because sometimes you might be thinking that someone is trustworthy because they have not seen certain things in life. So let me give an example. Someone can be trustworthy now because both of you are in the same level, but the moment you go above their level, they may no longer be trustworthy. Just like the story I shared earlier about that friend. The friend who grew above him but still saw him as someone that could be trustworthy. But that ended up destroying his family. So yes, trust. So I think that should be revisited all the time. In your friendship, revisit, oh, this person is still trustworthy. I think it should be. Yeah. So the last question I would like to ask is, do you think social media has made friendship better or worse? Do you think social media, Facebook, X, TikTok, whatever, has made friendship better or worse? Personally, I think that it is dependent on the individuals involved. Yeah, because for every time I see things about friendship on social media, I actually see it from the right angle. So if I'm seeing something is being said, I'm seeing the good part of my friend in it. But well, I think it's basically dependent on the individuals involved in the friendship. So I won't categorically say it made it worse or it made it better. But Messi here says that for me, worse. Would you care to explain to us why you think social media made friendship worse? Yes, and miracles. I think we are aligning in this. He said it goes both ways. Actually, it can worsen or better the friendship, which is very very true. So, Messi, I don't know if you tell us why you think social media made it worse. Yeah, because I think maybe information overload was one of the things that actually made it worse. Because people now go on social media and they're expecting having unrealistic expectation from their friends, like I said earlier. Yeah, you're not expecting, maybe you see two friends, people fake life, maybe friends are going to getaways together. You're not think that, oh, this is my friend, and I tell her that we should go and do getaway. She says she does not have time, she does not have time. I'm married, that she's married too. I don't know why she does not have time. Yeah, so I think it's actually dependent on, it's both ways. Yeah. Okay, so Fergus say for you that it has not made it better. Okay. Okay, I think everybody seems to be tweeting to decide that social media made it worse. But like I said, I still think it's majorly dependent on the individuals in the friendship. Because I can see things on social media that would make my friendship better. So, for example, or I can see a cheap place to have a getaway with my friend. I can see things that I could send to my friends that we could laugh and talk about. I can see comedy, something that would just. So, I think, yeah. Um, Okay, Messi said she really can't explain. But I get you, Sha. I get you. I think I understand a bit of what you're trying to say. Then Joshua says social media can bring unrealistic expectation for your friend that they might not have the, yes, very true, the capacity to do. You are absolutely right on this. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with this. So I agree with this. That's why people are now selling Ashebi 150,000. People are now telling you that if you don't come for their wedding, the marriage is their friendship has ended. Because your wedding in Kaduna and I live in Lagos. If I don't have money for flights, how do you want me to go? And if I'm going to pay money for flights to go to Kaduna, I'm going to stop. I'm going to be paying maybe spending 400,000 naira as transportation. If I give you for your wedding, would you not be happy? Then you are now angry and saying that, oh no, I did not come for the wedding. If your friends will go the extra mile for a in this Tinubu economy, do you think about it? Will you go the extra mile for me too, my darling friend? So yeah, social media can bring on realistic expectation for your friend that may not have capacity to do. And Dota Ada says hi to you too. Hello, thank you for joining us today on maximizing everyday living. So Kingsley Uchena Solomon says, someone said loving someone is giving someone the power to destroy you, which is true. Trusting that and trusting that they won't. Is that ah? It is true. Yes, it is true. Either giving someone the power to destroy you or someone to yes, trusting that they won't. So it's actually a valid statement. Yeah, because when you love people, you're vulnerable to them. When you love people, they know you inside out. When they know your secrets and the rest. So you are just telling yourself you are trusting that they will not use it against you. So basically, because I've seen friends who quarrel and whatever difference, whatever communication they had when they were still good friends, they use it against each other. So yes, it actually is. The statement is right. So Joshua Friday says social media can also be used in a good way. It is just a choice of what you choose to focus on. I block some content. Very important. For your sanity's sake, if you want to make peace and progress in life, you need to block some content, block some people safe. So yes, that's true. Then Fago said fake life. Yes, fake life. They will not be expecting things from you. Say maybe somebody. There's this trend that happened one time. They will say sending my friend, telling my friend I'm broke, I be that they should dash me money or something. That's it. So people send message to their friend. They not send them 5 million. Yeah, send message to you. Are telling me it is where the Lord will do it. Where fake life, yes, fake life actually. So see, I've already spent almost an hour. It's 3 minutes to 1 hour, and I would really like to go. Yes, and I'm looking forward to when we're going to be having a live where I'm going to be having guests in that live. So for everyone that have been consistent in maximizing everyday living, you might receive an invitation to be one of those guests. Yes, it's my way of telling you thank you for being a part of us from the time you joined us and being always here. So okay, Vega said, but then again, social media has made communication easier. So I'll change my answer to it goes both ways. Yes, actually, it made communication easier. I remember in those days when we have to write letters. Yes, you have to write letters. You go to the post office to post it. It will take a very long time. By the time your friend is even receiving the letter, you have even almost forgotten the gist. But now, when I have WhatsApp, Messenger, and other platforms that we can use to communicate. So if used rightly, actually, social media should have been able to strengthen friendship rather than destroy it. But the devil always like to hijack things, and if it's not used properly, you can lose your friendship from it. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And let me take the last comment here. Joshua says, "Now content, so don't believe anything you see." Actually, yes, social media. I see. Anyway, maybe one day we'll have this interactive session about social media. One day, because I see a lot of things, a whole lot of things, and the like. So basically, thank you everyone for being here. I really, really appreciate your presence. I appreciate you being here, and I'll also say, don't forget, still share it, share this link. People need to be a part of it. Let them tell people to subscribe to our channel. We will grow if Maximize Everyday Living grow. You are also growing too. I hope you know that. So share the link. Let people be a part of this. Inform people and let them know that every Tuesday we are going to be having live. Next week Tuesday, will that be available for a live? Because I think I have something that's happening on that Tuesday. But if I won't be, then I will definitely have it before the week runs out. But let people know. Share. Tell them to subscribe to our channel. Go to if you have not been seeing what I've been posting recently, go and see them, because I think I observed that the engagement have been dropping and I don't know why. So please, let's get the engagement up and let people be blessed and learn from what we do here. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Princess Chela Moluku. Thank you, Fego. Thank you, Augusta. Thank you, Taribi Larry. Thank you, Messi Adache. Thank you, Fego. Thank you, Miracle. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Tabitha. Thank you, Kingsley Uchenna. Thank you. Um, thank you. Sorry, I'm going back to look at all the people that have been here. Thank you, Black Leo. Thank you, Afeni Success. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone that made it to today's live. Thank you, Henry Steven. Thank you, Henry Steven. Thank you. Okay. Camille Kopor. I don't know who this is, but thank you for joining us. And no, I did not come to Port Novo last month. I've been in my country, my beloved country, Nigeria. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the day. God bless you. And yes, thank you for the compliments. Say my skin is skinning. Thank you.